otherwise, both coaches have said this is like a cup final.
Playing in front of them, Steven Nzonzi and Eva Banega. In the more advanced roles, Jesus Navas, Ivan Rakitic and Paulinho. Still injured and unavailable, Sergio Busquets. Up front, who the team is, days to go before these huge matches in the quarter-final of the Champions League. Laliga in play, Sevilla playing in their first choice, all white. Barcelona in their first choice, blue and granite, I'm not quite sure I would call it, blue and red, let's call it. It's Sevilla on the ball, attacking the goal to the left of your screens. Here's Simon Kier, gets the ball played back to him by Nzonzi, picks out Clement Langlais, managed to get away from Escudero in the end. The ball falling for Jordi Alba. Alba cutting it back to Suarez. Not too far away. The Uruguayan's hands go to his head. He knows there was a snap chance there. Almost out of nothing. It's a lovely run. Good ball from Dembélé. Sees the arrival of Jordi Alba. That's a ball we're used to seeing Alba receive. He plays it square to Suarez. Lovely movement from the Uruguayan and very nearly angling that. And failing to punch clear there, Alba forced to head out. Still Correa. Oh, he gets it into Muriel, whose shot is more like a cross. Kept in play by Navas. Correa! Just wide. That's the best chance of the game so far. A little bit of a strange counter. This time it's high, it's curling in. Kay was under it, so too was Rico, who made a good clearance, and Nzonzi bullying Rakitic there. Van Rakitic over the top, looking for Coutinho, and what's given here? Free kick, and a yellow card to Mercado. Well, from seeing it live, I would suspect no argument with that decision.
He's a very savvy Argentinian, this, and he does have the dark arts, and I think he tried to make it look like a collision, and Gonzalez worked it out for himself. Here we are. The hand round from Mercado is on the blind side of the referee. Therefore, Gonzalez does very well, because Mercado's trying to look as if it's a tumble, and if you give a foul, it shouldn't be a yellow card. Kudos to the referee, got that spot on.
Iniesta. And in the end, very close to getting on the end of it, Samuel Umtiti. Correa, lovely control from the Argentine. Escudero, back to Correa. And finally, what an easy goal for Basket. Sevilla, with 10 minutes to go before the break, take the lead. And it's a silly goal at the end of the day. It looked as though the break was going to break down. It looked as though there was too much faffing about. In the end, it's the easiest of balls, rolled into the path of Franco Basquez, who I think miscues it into the back of the net.
Well, let's go back to the beginning, as they used to say. Philippe Coutinho is going to cost him 140 million, and it's his awful control in midfield that allows this entire move to begin. As you point out, Piqué is nowhere marking nobody. Umtiti, now we'll watch him here. As the ball goes pitter-patter between the two men, Escudero, and back to the Argentinian, Umtiti's marking nobody, Piqué's marking nobody, and what Vasquez does is give a slightly scruffy touch, which directs it away from Stegen, and he doesn't react in time. But the blame goes not only because Coutinho gives it away and allows Sevilla to break.
Suarez looks on, almost amazed that one hit the wall. Umtiti. Gerard Piqué on the far post, so close. I think he was surprised the ball came through to him and just didn't have time to change.
The claim is for offside against Umtiti. Sergio Rico is disgusted. He's used the moment to abuse the referee. Gonzalez comes in and book him, and it's about this. They're claiming that there's an offside, but because the ball comes to Umtiti, it might be the assistant's right. Coutinho's not, Suarez is not interfering. Piqué loves a goal. He was disgusted not to get a goal against Argentina for Spain. It's something that he and I talk about a lot. I tease him because he thinks he's a natural born goal. Is important enough. I would expect to see him if the scoreline stays the same.
Barcelona attacking the goal to the left of your screens for this second half. Samuel Umtiti think he kept the ball in play there. Muriel paused, played to the whistle they used to teach us. Here's Coutinho, Ivan Rakitic, Escudero, here's Mudo Basquez, Muriel, Correa doing enough, good save, it falls to Muriel, and somehow the ball gets in between Ter Stegen, took a deflection on the way through.
As the ball comes through, there's no way that tackle should have been lost. Who's marking? Who closes well enough to pick him up? Ter Stegen must save that, must touch that. We talked about the only weakness in his game being the high ball. Not tonight. Once he makes the save, maybe he's still dizzy.
There's a deflection off from
He can still reach it. And what's more, the ball is played back to him originally in this move, I think by Paulinho, and nobody moves for Ter Stegen's clearance. And Dembele, no fullbacks are free. It was really clear to me that Stegen didn't have the number of pass options that he normally does, and Dembele is the option that Stegen gives it to, and the young Frenchman hasn't anticipated, doesn't show for it.
The ball kept in play again, and all of a sudden Jesus Navas is through. It's Navas against Ter Stegen, still Navas, saved off the line, Basquez into the side netting. I thought the net was bulging there. Montella has got away with that challenge. I'd like to see that again.
That was very close to a red card challenge made by Piqué, and the benefit for Sevilla is that without that being called for a foul, the play on went, Piqué made it back. But I want to note that Vasquez, having missed that, Piqué, and with the Roma tie coming up, he does not look a comfortable man at all.
There's Messi. Lovely ball to Coutinho, and it's saved off the line by Simon Kjaer, as Luis Suarez cannot believe that one didn't get to him on the far post. And this is more of a threat. Benega's cross, Navas tries the shot, Ter Stegen can't hold it, Piqué clears any which way. Again, it falls to Basquez. Drives it in low, it's blocked by Layun on the near post. Another opportunity for Suarez. And it's Ivan Rakitic, glancing header, a cheeky one.
And both he and Messi chase it back. Rakitic has had a good night.
And comes the corner, and it's in the back of the net from Luis Suarez. 2-1, 2.5 minutes to go. Plus stoppage time. Suarez doesn't waste time with the celebration. Barcelona right back in it all of a sudden.
Well, the move is sloppy by Sevilla in that when Paco Alcácer wins a jump that he shouldn't jump, nobody's with Piqué, nobody's with Suarez. The movement is explosive. The first problem is that Alcácer wins a jump that should have been out of his reach. And I'm not going to say this can't be done. They can rescue another goal.
I bet if you ask 40,000 Sevilla fans, there's a certain amount of concern here as that's cut back. It falls to Leo Messi! 2-2! It can be done! Graham Hunter! It's Leo Messi! Of course it can be done! And they can go on to win it as well!
And Rico's face says more than me taking my words back. Leaves it when he doesn't know who's there. There's a little bump. Suarez gets out of the way. Messi. I've always argued against people who say, what else can you say? Where are the words? How do you find an adjective library deep enough to talk about his attitude, never mind his skill? I just can't believe what we've witnessed.
Coutinho into the area, still Coutinho, Dennis, still Dennis, pretty good footwork, Coutinho, the shot blocked by a myriad of players, and offside as the attack breaks down with seconds left on the clock. And there's the final whistle. It's a huge disappointment for Vincenzo Montella, but if you ever doubted that Leo Messi is the most influential